We're going to call to order tonight's city council meeting. We have no agenda items for the Board of Works, so we're going to go directly into the council meeting. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Paul, would you take the roll, please?
Derek Cox.
Here.
Brad Dreyer.
Here.
Beth Enneking.
Here.
Doug Stock.
Here.
Melissa Tucker.
Here.
Thank you. You all received copies of the minutes from last month's meeting. Were there any corrections or changes? If not, could I have a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for approval of last month's meeting minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Next item up is department head reports. They were available at the back of the room. We have a few of our department heads here tonight. If any of them have any comments that they would like to mention or discuss.
The fire department was awarded a couple grants last month, $5,000 from Ripley County Community Foundation for a drone, and then also $1,200 was raised through Give Butter. It's an online granting or kind of like a GoFundMe page. So we'll put that towards the drone. We're also awarded $5,000 from the Indiana DNR for a slide-in unit for a brush truck. It's the pump and the tank and the hose reel. That'll be going through the Community Fire Association. We have a meeting later this week. So we'll be working on that project to get that ordered and in service. We do have a couple grants out there yet, waiting to hear back. $12,000 through Firehouse Subs for standpipe equipment and a flow meter for all the new hospital and some of the bigger commercial buildings in town to be able to access those standpipes and fight fire on the multi-story buildings. We also have $17,000 grant waiting to hear back from the Dennis Leary Foundation for the drone as well. And we should know on those in December. And then coming up in January, there are some other grants that are coming available, so we'll be hitting those as well.
Thank you. I appreciate the efforts, Brian. We know how challenging the next couple of years might look.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
What's the going rate for a drone? I had one, and it just seems like those things are getting a little more expensive. Or, I mean, the technology is great, and for you guys, but just kind of curious as much as anything.
A drone with thermal capabilities, you're looking, depending on the model and the make, anywhere from about $9,000 to $18,000. So yeah, we've put in for the bigger drone, the $19,000 drone. So that would be our goal to get that one, if possible. But if we would use it to assist in, victims, if there was, a search for someone with that thermal capability, flying at night or adverse conditions, being able to find them in fields or woods or wherever. And then also at a large scale fire, you would be able to put it up and see hot spots or, where the fire might be seated at as well.
Yep, I think it's a great tool.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Next item is, unless Mike has anything, we'll go on to Mayor's Youth Council, which I see no members here. So we will jump right into old business. The first item up is the interlocal city court agreement with the town of Oldenburg. In July, we approved the interlocal city court agreement between the towns of Oldenburg, Sunman, and Milan. We sent those agreements then to each of those individual communities, and Oldenburg is the first one that we have received back. So really, there's nothing, the only thing we need to do on this is I need to get all of council's signatures on it. And if I'm going to have Blaine just kind of refresh us a little bit what the agreement does for us in the court.
Yeah, the interlocal agreement, the goal of it is that the Batesville City Court's uniquely sitting because it sits in two separate counties. I think it may be the only court in the state of Indiana that has the privilege of exercising jurisdiction over Ripley County and Franklin County. And the interlocal agreement predominantly relates to ordinance violations or infractions that may be issued by town police officers, whether the town of Oldenburg, potentially the town of Sunman, and the town of Milan, that those would be prosecuted here within the Batesville City Court and filed here rather than at the county level. The agreement outlines kind of the fee split on those. 100% of the court costs would be retained by the city court for the city of Batesville, and then any fines or fees that are assessed would be split between the city of Batesville and the town. And what's been approved by you all, as a reminder, is 25% of those fees or fines would be retained by the city of Batesville. 75% would go to the county. If there is an award of an attorney's fees on those, things of that nature, those are retained by the city of Batesville. And again, this is just a effort to coordinate between towns within our jurisdiction for how these get prosecuted. Judge Rohrig has done great work in bringing Batesville City Court online, and so you can actually find proceedings for City Court on the internet now, instead of having to just come up and visit Jenna Strassel here to find out what's going on. You can find those online. Modernizing the court fee systems all go through online now through Odyssey and things of that nature. So it's a modernizing effort, but part of that modernization requires updated interlocal agreements. We haven't visited these, I don't think, since 2019 was the last ones that we had dated. And so just updating those, and these do reflect a lot of that. There's some change language as far as updated amounts on fee splits and responsibilities. So if you all have any questions or refreshers on those, feel free to let me know. Yeah. And again, all we will need is just a signature, and we can just pick any of the we can just sign the copy, one parent copy within here. We can sign one of these, yeah. Yeah. We can do that at the end when we're all done. Just we'll need signatures there. So thank you.
Is there any way we could get an update or some kind of data on how much the city court is being utilized and just what type of cases? That way we can kind of advocate what we do know and what we are available to have as well. That's something that, because I know we talked a few years ago about, role routine and where we want to go in 2025 and beyond, but just what can we advertise that could utilize our city court more than it currently is? And that's not a question directly to you, just in general.
Right, yeah, and I'm sure that Judge Rohrig or Jenna can pull those numbers down, but as far as jurisdictional amounts, I know I was in here before I was city attorney, and it's been a great benefit in my private practice for clients because the jurisdictional limit is $3,000, and rather than spending a half day driving down to Versailles, or over to Franklin County to see Judge Dudley, you can just drive here into town. Court settings are fairly close in time to filings, and so there's a convenience factor that's beneficial to, in particular, a lot of our local businesses or landlords, tenant, things of that nature, as long as the amount of recovery sought is less than $3,000. But town ordinance violations, I know we have one next month that's set for a hearing. Infractions, the police can we can issue infractions here within Batesville City Court as well, rather than sending them to the county. And so from a resource perspective, there's a lot of convenience to it. As far as now, again, fee splits and things of that nature, it's nothing that's going to change the world budget wise, but I'm sure Jenna can provide an update as far as where the financials of that are, but I will say I've had more hearings in city court and since she's taken over than I had in the past. But
Good. Thank you.
Anyway.
Yeah, and again, when we were running through that whole process, I did talk to some of our state legislators and ask them to go to the Judicial Committee to see if they could increase our authority. And I was pretty much told, no, I'm not going to do that. Nevertheless, I mean, I think it's a valuable service if we can get it used more. I think these interlocal agreements that actually allow us to, in the past, we weren't collecting any of that judgment fee. So that should help too, but I would encourage you to reach out to the judge. Okay, the next item up is the second reading of ordinance number 4-2025. It was a traffic code amendment that involved, last month we had a discussion about making a four-way stop at the intersection of Pullman and Delaware Road, right out by the Plex. We have the trail that crosses there. And in the warmer weather months particularly, we have a lot of kid activity out there, and really all year long we have a lot of pedestrians and bikers using the trail. So the month before last, we had a gentleman who brought that to our attention. He was concerned about the intersection there. John Kuntz, the city engineer, and I looked at it. I think John may have talked to Mike about it, and we looked at traffic counts there. There's basically, with the traffic count, making that a four-way stop does not impede traffic flow in any manner there. And so we brought forth an ordinance to make that a four-way stop. Tonight's a second reading. So what we would need tonight is a motion to approve, and then we can vote on that. Does anybody have a question or?
Just in looking at it, and, you know, I don't know that I'm ready to support putting a stop sign at the intersection at this point, a four-way stop. Not that it's not an area of interest. I just think that I've heard more people come out, or about, honestly, it's about been 50-50 split, like with who you talk about, if you consider who was here at the meeting last month with who I've talked to. And it's not that I'm opposed to a stop sign there. I just think timing-wise, I don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction before it's necessary. In that, I think between now and springtime is when we're going to get some dead time around there. I walk it almost every day, so I see it every day. The last 5 times I've crossed there's been no people there, but again, those circumstantial, that just happens to be the times that you're there. I understand there's some traffic backups that take place when things are active. I just know that from the months of November to really kind of the middle or end of March, we're going to see less traffic that's going through there because the use of the Plex is less. And so I love the idea and the concept, but I just feel like I need to talk to more residents and really feel like whether or not, putting a stop sign there that is really going to be, and it's not that it's irrelevant, so I don't want to talk that way, but it's not going to be as impactful during the months of November to March as it will be from April to August or September. And so just, I would be in favor of tabling this until we can bring it up at the beginning of next year after we've had the ability to talk to some people and see what the feedback is. But I'm up to hear what the council has to say as well.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, that area is definitely going to get more and more traffic. I agree with you. This time of the year, there's not a whole lot of stuff. I don't think. I think soccer's done now and baseball's completed and everything like that. But if we think it's a good idea, why not get people, when there's less traffic going through there, used to having that four-way stop, as opposed to once all this comes about, getting used to a four-way stop. So if we think it's a good idea, and I do, I would be in favor of moving forward with it. Again, more in the idea that we're gonna give people a little more heads up, a little more time to get used to it before we really get the traffic coming through there. And like you said, I agree with some of the things Tracy said. But I think, and I mean, Mike, I would refer to you guys. I mean, your thoughts on having a four-way stop or not having a four-way stop. I mean, you guys, I know we haven't had a whole lot of issues out there, but I don't think we've had the setup we do now as what we've had in the past. So the trails and, the park and the skate park and all those things are more recent additions, not real recent, but within the last probably 5 years or so. So my feeling is I would prefer to do it now just to give people more a chance to get used to it. If we decide to do it, I guess that would be the first answer.
I guess I would just ask then for a motion to approve ordinance number 4-2025.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 04-2025.
Okay, we have a motion to approve ordinance 4-2025. We will need a second.
I make a second. I agree with Brad in the sense that if we do it now, it gives people time to get used to it before it gets really busy. So that would be my reasoning as well.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 04-2025. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
I didn't, did you hear? Did you? Are you abstaining?
No, I had to think for a minute.
Doug, if I may, give you some time, right? I think-
No, I agree with both sides because
Yeah.
like Brad and you said that there's hardly any traffic coming out of those for quite a few months. So it's the halfway mark. But again, we know that a lot of people don't slow down or stop, but they need a lot of time to adjust to that, right?
Yeah.
And on my side, though, I have heard from parents throughout the years, particularly skate park and soccer and baseball when they're all going on. And I go out there a lot too, but I've seen some of the kids pulling out, maybe some of the younger drivers. There's a lot of younger drivers, the soccer players stuff, 16 to 18-year-old pulling out just for the safety of that road. So I guess I will approve. Okay, sorry.
Since we had a little bit of confusion, we have a motion and a second. I am going to ask for a vote again. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
The motion carries. Thank you. Next item up is under new business. It's a Belterra fund request. Mike from the Parks Department is here, and Lisa, a Park Board member, is also here. So whoever is going to present.
You want to present? Hello. You got my request. It's for an adult, not really an adult, an outside exercise area. It's kind of becoming a big thing. I know when we started our trails, there were a lot of people that thought that was a really stupid idea also, and they end up being used very heavily. We expanded our trails. Pretty much everything it seems like we try to do at the park is, you always have your naysayers saying how dumb of an idea it is. But I don't think this is a dumb idea. There is a ton of people that use the park. A lot of older people, they walk. There's people that walk it every day. Lisa is the one that kind of got the whole ball rolling on this. It's took a little bit to kind of get where we're at. I did have a mentor this year, so he kind of did a lot of the looking into everything. And just like everything else, it takes money. Lisa did secure a $5,000 grant from Ripley County Community Foundation, which, I mean, the world we live in doesn't go very far. I think we can get the first phase of the project done for $30,000 to $35,000. We don't have anything in stone yet because we haven't really looked into the exact playground or the exact equipment we want, the company we want. There's a lot to look into yet. It's just like playground equipment. We'll research it. We'll go look at different ones, see what held up, and go from there. So I think this will be the area that it's going to go in, I think will be very beneficial. I have heard that the hospital is going to put one in, and I did try to reach out to the hospital, and they weren't really too interested in pairing on this. But I think that's a good thing because just like Freedom Park and the trail out there, we finally have a park and trails on that side of the interstate, and now we'll have this on, where we're always at. It seemed like the people on the other side of the interstate always we're lacking the trails and the parks and everything. So with the new hospital in Freedom Park, Tool and Die Trail, if the hospital does put one up, I think it'll be, a great thing to have on at both locations. So if you have any questions or anything I can answer, I'm more than willing.
So you said this was a first phase would be around 30,000 or 35?
I mean, yeah, the first phase can be anything. I mean, our first phase could be 15,000 and we'd have a piece of concrete and one piece of equipment. It just kind of depends the money we raise. The idea is what I would like to do is, pour the equipment, pour the concrete at one time and have room for expansions. So if somebody walks by and says, I really like this, we would like to add, then they have the opportunity if they want to donate or we continue to get grants and just keep adding on to this. I think we can get by with putting everything on concrete. They do have some exercise equipment that has to have that poured in place, and it's a lot more expensive. With our playground being used more, our poured in place at the park is wearing out a lot more often than it did. It's going to need replaced next year. So I'm hoping we can find enough equipment that, people will really like without having to deal with the poured in place, because the poured in place adds a big cost to everything. And like I said in here, the first playground we got, the all accessible, we did that's probably been 20 years. We did a big community build and it went really well. It saves quite a bit of money on the installation. So we plan on doing that. We'll do the concrete ourselves, and we'll do everything we can as, save as much money as we can so we can have more equipment, just like we did on the playground. We probably saved $15,000 on installation costs, so we got more equipment, and that's the whole idea behind it. Do you want to add anything?
Sure. So some of the key things that we're looking at is a lot of it is you can do like with a partner or, or to be able to do some group type of fitness. So I know that a lot of younger parents that go out there and maybe do play dates and stuff, it's something that they can also do while their kids are playing. We also wanted to make sure that it was wheelchair accessible, that there was a lot of different things that we can choose that can be wheelchair accessible. I know Natalie Meyer wanted to come today, but she was under the weather, but I don't know if a lot of you know her, but she was very excited to hear about that, to be able to be outdoors and do things like that. I don't know. So we're just trying to hit all kinds of areas, and, and even the equipment is from all ages too. So if grandparents are going out there with their grandkids, it gives them a little bit of an activity that they can do as well, instead of just sitting maybe on a bench. I don't know. So just trying to encourage fitness of all ages and, being outdoors. And I've seen it, in a lot of different places. I know actually Greensburg has one. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen theirs. But the company that I really like, I've seen out of California when my son used to live there, and I couldn't believe how much it was used. And that's kind of where the idea came from. And I thought this is a neat thing. So I kind of was asking around, and a lot of younger parents were excited about that opportunity, that they could still keep an eye on their kids and they could kind of do a little bit of fitness as well. Not that they don't want to play with their kids, but you know what I'm saying? They go there for play dates and things like that. So anyways, that's kind of why I wanted to bring that up. And there's that space
Yeah, so the space has been, we have drainage, all the drainage fixed, ready to go. It's a good space for it. I do think, I'm not old enough for whatever it's called, silver sneakers, but I think there's something out at the Y that people go to and they can get into the Y. But I don't know. I would think it would be maybe a little intimidating to people to go out to the Y, and you got everybody's out there bodybuilding, and then you get some old lady or man trying to, do their thing. I think this is a little bit more inviting to them. They're not quite as intimidated as walking in. Oh, you're one of the big guys. I'm intimidated. That's why I don't go out there. Because you're going out there with Jared. But I think this is more of a welcoming thing for people to go to. And so many people walk. I don't know. With the way the trails are being used, I just think it'll be used quite a bit. Just for people to come and use it. Yeah, like she said, they can play. They can watch their kids play. There is like yoga classes that are out there. I haven't participated in that, but there are yoga classes. I know there's a lot of like soccer brings their teams out there. You probably run, stuff like that. So I'm very confident it'll be used quite a bit by everyone.
This actually came up last year at Park Board, so they've been working on it for quite a while. So if anybody has any questions.
Like I said, if this is approved, this will help me secure bigger grants. We haven't been, the park hasn't actually been to Belterra for a long time. We used to come quite a bit. We haven't come for a while, but and I haven't used Rising Sun. So if money is secured now, it's so much easier to get grants when I can meet with Rising Sun and say, hey, here's what we got so far. This is our plan. It just makes getting grants a heck of a lot easier when you do have a start to what you're trying to do.
Mike, can you elaborate on exactly is this next to the current playground equipment?
Yeah.
Clear.
It's kind of between the Batesville Tool and Die Shelter, like where the playground is, and the pavilion. So it'll be the Gaga pit's there now. So it'll be kind of between the Gaga pit and the pavilion. That area was always really bad, wet. So that's all been, the drainage and everything's been taken care of. So it's a nice wooded area, great big oak trees. So I'm not saying it'll be in the shade all the time, but it is a nice wooded area, shaded area most of the time.
So you're not looking to take any trees down?
No.
Okay, good.
I think it's a great idea, and I think the location's great. My only question and concern that I really would like to have more information on is the durability of this stuff. Because just to me, having something sit outside seems like that's going to become a problem. So if we can find some of these people, these vendors that you've talked to that have done this, obviously Greensburg, it sounds like theirs is fairly new. So I don't think that's a good test site. But my big concern is when you got spokes and wheels and those kinds of things, as far as that bike is concerned.
It's not like that. It's made for the outdoor. It's the purpose of it. It's like,
Well, just the bench press that was in there, I'm assuming that's some kind of a leather or vinyl cover. I'm assuming maybe that's not the correct assumption, but to me that's just something that over time, if we don't take care of it, it's not going to hold up that well.
like a plastic, actually.
So that's my. I'm not saying that I'm against it. I think it's great, but I'd like to know how it's going to hold up.
I mean, it's like the playground equipment. The first phase we put in, was 20 years ago. And we have an area with just for wheelchairs can come up and they'll have gears on and this on. And yeah, they've been broken through the years. It's 20 years. So we'll replace a panel or, we have a big clock, a handle fell off the clock. It's like everything else. We try to pick the stuff that's going to hold up the best, but it's still going to take, we're still going to have to keep up on it. And, the playground we went through this year, and everything wears, everything's gonna, this is maybe a little bit more so, but I'm really not concerned about it. We'll do our research and take care of it and fix anything when it does break, just like we do the playground equipment. Even our new Freedom Park out there, we had to buy new, like when they climb up the wall, all that rubber was worn off. So we had to buy, new things for that this year after 5 years. It's just, it's the nature of the game.
Any other questions? Okay, it's up to you guys. One of you will, if you want to approve this request, one of you would need to make a motion.
I make a motion to approve the request.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Belterra request for the Parks Department, their outdoor fitness area, we'll call it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Just while we're on that, just a quick question for you, Paul. Do you have a rough idea of what our balance is in that? I mean, I know we're good for this request.
Yeah, we have 58,000, roughly 58,600, so 15,000, that's no,
In that, we've got 58 unaccounted.
Next month then?
We got, is the 58 unaccounted for, or is some of that?
You can come back.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, that's clear. That's usable money.
thank you. Okay, that's all we had under new business. Next item up is clerk treasurer's report. Paul?
Just the actual versus budget through October. Information's on the monthly sheets. Any questions, let me know. We did submit the budget on time, and we're waiting for approval, and that probably won't come until mid-December. So, but I anticipate that we will get through that process okay. So, any questions on financial? Just need to approve the claims.
If not, then we need a motion to approve tonight's claims.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second to approve tonight's claims. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries as well. Thank you. Next item up is the mayor's report. I will just give a few construction updates. On November 14th, that's this coming Friday, the folks that are painting the building, the old AP building, are planning on painting the catwalk over the Walnut Street. So Walnut Street will be closed between Pearl and George this Friday, most of the day, so they can complete that painting. Also,
Hey, John, in regards to the painting, I just noticed it the other day. What exactly are we, I mean, I understand we're painting it, but are we kind of power washing the what's on there, the loose chips, that kind of stuff, or no? Or
I'm not the painter, but they have been pressure washing
okay.
before.
I just don't want it to be a, you know.
I've been by there frequently, and they were pressure washing the building
Okay.
before they started. The next item up is as part of Community Crossings, we were doing some concrete work, and I don't know if anybody's noticed, but there at Walnut Street by the old funeral home, ever since the time we had a paving company do one of the paving projects there, we've had an issue with standing water right there on the south side of Walnut near the old funeral home. So while O'Mara's in town, they are going in there and they're going to cut, they've already got it cut, and they're going to put concrete in there to hopefully get the water to move through there. That is also going to be happening this week. I think they are starting tomorrow. I did talk with St. Louis, and I talked to Greg Ehrman at the school. I don't know if any buses were still coming through there, but I let them know that they were going to be doing that this week, and they were all fine with that. The idea is to get that water to clear that intersection. So that will start tomorrow, and that will go through Friday. So that will be closed to traffic right there, that little between Catherine and St. Louis Place while they're doing that. I have had several conversations with NDOT, and the Huntersville Bridge is scheduled to reopen on I believe Friday is the 14th. My message says here Thursday, but that is scheduled to reopen the 14th. At this point, they said in the afternoon of the 14th, when I said in the afternoon before school gets out or after school gets out, the response was in the afternoon of the 14th. Now, unfortunately, they basically, it's done. It looks like they have some cleanup to do. I think they still have a little bit of excavation, and they told me again, the 14th, they said if they do have some striping or anything to do going forward, they will do that with flaggers, so the bridge would be open. So we're looking forward to that. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. The city of Batesville and the nation honors our veterans who've served in the United States Armed Forces. Thank you to everyone who has served. I know Mike over there has served, as far as I know. I don't know about Jerry, but if you were a veteran, Jerry, anyway, thanks to our veterans who've served in both peacetime and wartime. The Batesville Middle School does have an event happening tomorrow at 9. And I know several local businesses are offering specials to veterans. I think you can find that information on the chamber website, all those businesses that are, I think, offering lunches and meals and so forth. I noticed within the last week and today again, the Beautification League's been hard at getting their winter decorations up, and I would just like to thank them for everything they do to dress up our downtown. I mean, I really get a lot of nice comments. Today I had 3 groups of kids from OA, and during the course of those tours of downtown with them, I had one of the teachers who did not grow up in this area comment how nice our downtown always looks. So I appreciate the Beautification League's efforts for everything they do. It does not go unnoticed. I would like to encourage everyone to visit the Historical Society's train exhibit this holiday season. They've been very busy. I think they have 16 scratch-built displays with over 26 trains and 3,000 feet of track. So I would encourage you to visit that. You can go to the Batesville Historical Society website, or you can call 812-212-9382 for information. The Southeastern Indiana YMCA Turkey Trot is on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving morning, they have a 5K walk and run and a 10K run. I believe the race begins at 8 a.m. They will meet at the Liberty Park Pavilion, and the route is along the Batesville walking trails. And for information on that or how to register, you can go out to the YMCA website. The City of Batesville, the Chamber of Commerce, and Batesville Main Street are co-hosting the annual parade and community tree lighting on Friday, December 5th in downtown Batesville. Rain or shine, it seems like we typically get if we're having a parade, we typically get rain, but we'll hope for the best this year. The events start at Inspiration Park with Mrs. Claus Kitchen and Main Street Santa Village. That starts at 4 p.m. There's story time with Mrs. Claus with cookie and ornament decorating. We'll have some food and craft vendors. Choirs from the Batesville Intermediate, Middle, and High Schools will be performing. And the parade will start at 6 p.m. and the tree lighting will immediately follow. Again, you can go to the Chamber community calendar for more information. On Saturday, December 13th, the Ripley County Community Foundation is having their annual Wreaths Across Ripley County ceremony at 12 p.m. That is in Versailles. Following the ceremony, attendees are invited to walk to the Cliff Hill Cemetery. And you can contact the RCCF at 812-933 if you would like additional information. And I believe that's my last item.
There's Ladies' Night this Friday.
I'm sorry?
Ladies' Night and Shop Tea Drop this Friday, downtown. Sorry.
Okay.
5 to 8 is Ladies' Night, and about 25 businesses are participating.
Okay.
And you can get that information on batesvillein.com/events.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else that I'm missing, or anything else somebody else wants to mention? It's the mayor's report, but I'll be happy to pass it on for you. If not, that concludes our agenda. Oh, any citizens that would like to address council? Then that concludes our agenda. And I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Could I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn tonight's meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The meeting's adjourned.
Thanks, man.
I don't know. I'll probably ask for 30,000. I'll probably ask for 25,000
Rising Sun? Is that what you're talking about, from Rising Sun?
from Rising Sun. And I haven't worked there for a long time.
Yeah.
There for a while, I was going for grants for everything. And Paul just kept saying, we can get the money, we'll get the money. So I haven't done it. So I'm hoping, since I haven't
Yeah.
been there for a long time.
And this is my, like,